So, Pops, you've talked to me about the Ruth Stout potatoes a few times.
Yeah,
But I'd never heard of it until you told me.
I stumbled across it. No credit goes to me. Ruth Stout was this wonderful gardener. And in a nutshell, when I saw interviews, live interviews with her, and she was a gardener and she was in her like 50s and 60s and running the rototiller and a tremendous amount of physical work, but she was doing it. And she finally had this epiphany, like, in wild Mother Nature, they don't use a rototiller. So she just said, what would happen if I put seeds out, covered them up with straw, watered them, and saw what happened. That was her inspiration, and for some crops, it does phenomenal, especially potatoes. So anyone can go online, look up Ruth Stout potatoes, and probably find more than you want to find out, but it works for me. And in the different varieties I've tried, it works best in my climate, my environment.
So, what does it look like? What does that entail?
It's ultimate
Let's deconstruct
simplicity.
it a little bit.
I prepare my bed by just taking the rake and getting it roughly level. Okay, my soil is pretty good soil, right? I put my seed potato down. I put them in a bag and I let the eyes form to where, all right, I know there's two good strong eyes. I kind of rub off all but two good ones. I place them on the ground with the two eyes going up, and then I cover it with a very healthy layer of straw. Water it.
Do you put fertilizer down when you scratch the soil?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
You've done that before?
I did it especially on beds that I'm just starting. On beds that I've been doing compost for several years in a row, I don't feel there's the need.
Don't
You'd
bother.
probably get a bigger harvest, but I get all that I need, and so with that, I just don't have a need for it anymore.
Okay.
But I have done that, especially when I'm starting out.
Got it.
But I place them in a grid, I cover them with straw, I water them in, and then for us, it's the rainy time of the year, at least up till about now, and they do their own thing. So, and when you dig down in it,
How many seed potatoes did it take for this bed?
I put them on about a 2 foot by 2 foot grid.
Okay.
Just was able to keep track, and that's how many seed I had left. But I dig through it, and it's still plenty moist soil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah,
So bare ground,
bare ground,
seed potatoes on top.
cover it with straw, water it in. And so when I
Let it
started,
rain.
the straw was probably twice this because it's fluffy. And by watering it down, it kind of packs it in. And then we got some, regular seasonal rains. But when they interviewed her, how much straw should you put on? She said, more. So that's what she said. I'm like, all right, I can learn from that.
And they just grow right up through the
Right
through the
up
straw.
through. Yeah. And it took about 3 weeks because it was cold. I put them the 1st of February. It took almost a month for them to come up, but now they just thrive. And I thought about getting maybe some dry alfalfa, more of a high nitrogen compost, because I can get it at my feed store, kind of the duff left over on the bottom.
Yeah.
And putting it in, and the alfalfa would go in and probably even help break down the straw, because the straw doesn't have a lot of nutrients, the nutrients in the soil. But it would help break that down and lock it in.
But that's just like getting the fine tuning if you
Yeah.
even want to, because obviously it's doing what you want right now.
They do well. And the neat thing, come back when we're ready to harvest, you really just, I'll have clipped the plants off, I'll let them harden up, be dry for about a week or so, and then we just roll the straw back, pull the straw back, and pick the potatoes up.
It doesn't get easier than
Kind of that simple, yeah.
Tell me again about the blossoms. You you pinch them off.
Yeah, so, and it's
Here's a
because
little
what I've
blossom right here.
Yeah, so the potato plant, it wants to make potato seeds, and I don't necessarily want that energy to go to seed. I want the energy to go to making edible potatoes. So when it gets blossoms, I just pinch it off, boink, and there we go. Throw it back in. One year I didn't do that, and I got these little round potato seeds on it. It was kind of nice to see what it did, but I didn't save them to propagate them. Nor did I try to eat them or do anything. I just kind of like, well, that was an anomaly. Yeah. Potato seeds, let's go back to making potatoes.
You save some of your potatoes every year to just turn into seed potatoes after that?
Absolutely.
So how many years are you on these potato You have 3 types. There's a red, there's a Yukon Gold, and a purple.
Yeah, 3 or 4, I think. Alturas Red, I got them at a local feed store because I know he gets them fresh every year. They're organic potatoes. But Alturas Red, Yukon Gold, and a purple variety. I don't remember what it was. They're neat.
Mystery purple.
Mystery purple, and you slice them through and the flesh is purple, and it's fun to eat a purple potato.
Yeah, it is. I think that purple has probably some really good, healthy stuff in there.
Yeah. I don't know if it's anthocyanins or I don't know.
Someone watching might know. What's the healthy stuff in there?
Yeah.
Other than tasting good.
Yeah, because I did a couple years ago. I did purple cauliflower. That's purple cauliflower and this more yellow. They call it cheddar cheese cauliflower. Boy, they were especially delicious. Yep.
Awesome. So I think we covered it, and then I don't know. Maybe we should check back in when we harvest and show how that works.
Yeah.
And see how we do.
And when I think about my effort to return ratio, it's really good because it did not take much to actually plant them. Most of the watering was done by Mother Nature. I don't have to do much, but I'll harvest and get plenty of potatoes. So,
All right.
yeah,
Well, I look forward to that. And
return on investment.
good ROI. I love it. All right, cool. Well, thanks, Pops. Thanks for taking us through.
Right on.
All right, bye.